Hey, you guys. Hi, LFT. Hi, Mallory.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Actually, I'm dropping. There's Mal's link if anyone doesn't have it. I need to add it into Nightbot. And also, I don't think that my YouTube is working properly. Hi, everybody. Sorry.
It's like on a 5-second delay on that computer compared to my phone.
Is it? Okay, mine's acting a little wonky, but that's okay. I'll work through it. K-Breeze, how are you? Thank you. 4 months. A member for 4 months? I think that's probably a record. Hi, Johnny. What's going on? Carol Claus, sexy wild thing.
Petunia,
how's everybody doing? Butterfly kisses. Butterfly kisses. LFT. Malicious intent. Okay, gotta take care of some business here. Whole place. Talk amongst yourselves.
What should I talk about?
Well, I have a question. Do you have your earbuds in when you're on StreamYard and our intro starts? It knocks my eardrums out every time after that first or whatever our thing says, or that tune. It blows my eardrums out every time.
How is everyone? Who's Mallory? Stop it. Stop it right this
that girl?
Great. Hey, Petunia. Okay, so tonight's topic. We have a lot to go over tonight, and I'm gonna speak fast. Amelia Sparkles, it's so nice to see you. Thank you for being here. How are you? How I'm trying to read. So I've been bad, and I'm a hypocrite. And I'm here to tell you. I'm here to acknowledge it. And I'm also here to call out some bitches. But let's start with just saying Facebook is the devil. It's really the devil. It brings out the worst in me. And Facebook groups are the worst. Okay? They are absolutely the worst. And if you know me from days gone by, you know that I have a very, very low threshold for stupid. And I can't really control myself in Facebook groups. I run amok. I've been told, many people, many good friends have told me, hi, Lori, that it's just not a good look, and they're right. And I stand by them, and they're absolutely right. And you know what? I still go in and I still troll because, well, first of all, okay, let me start back in the beginning. Years ago, when we worked on the Christopher Watts case, Shanann Watts, the babies, the Watts Island was awful. there were Facebook groups, and we would go in, and I don't even know if we were creators at that point. I think I just went in. I mean, maybe.
No, we were not.
Yeah.
We were not.
And so, we were just researching the case and whatnot. And there are some amazing creators who I fought with. I'm not going to lie. I've said it before, and I really, really love them. Now, I didn't love them so much then, but they were right, and I was not necessarily right. I was probably wrong. I think I can say it out loud. Just because you don't agree in a Facebook group back then, you would, I don't know. I would disagree with people, and it would be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could still move on.
Yeah. People acted like adults.
Yeah. And even when we didn't act like adults in those Facebook groups, we still managed to carry on. And I wasn't going to name drop, but I did tell Mallory behind stage, like, ATS News, how she tolerates me these days and how kind she is, how professional she is. I'm not doing it to say that I know. I'm saying I've apologized to her a gazillion times publicly, because I think first of all, anybody who does the work that she does, I respect. Secondly, you are so allowed to not agree on things. And that was a big learning curve for me. If you are not subscribed to ATS News, please go over and subscribe. She is really, really, CDT and ATS News, two really fabulous channels. And I've known those women for a long time, and I have a great respect for them. And we would go back and forth about Watts. We did not agree. And no, I don't know, Amelia. I don't know, honestly. We would go back and forth, but we, I don't know, we still had a ounce of decorum. Amber is awesome. She really is. So cut to Rachel Morin's case, which is a ongoing investigation about a 37-year-old woman. If anybody doesn't know this, a beautiful 37-year-old woman, mother of 5, who was brutally unalived in Bel Air, Maryland on the Mon Pa Trail. There have been several Facebook groups that popped up that call themselves sleuthing groups. And I have a ton of respect for people who, hi Thistle, who do the research and do the work. Mallory is one. She does her research. Amber, another one. Teresa, criminality. All these people do, they deep dive and they really research. And I think, and I'm going to speak, but correct me if I'm wrong, Mallory, people go in these groups mainly just to keep track of information. Not really, I don't know if you can take it seriously or what, but there's, hi, Grandma Sherry. There's some, I don't even know how to say it. The groups for Rachel Morin I was going to say, in my opinion, and this is my opinion. Oh, look, there goes LT. She's like, I don't want to hear it. I'm running away. The groups for Rachel Morin, they're horrific. The things that people say in there, and I don't typically go in these Facebook groups because I know how I behave in there. And I've had to have people really sit on your hands, Tia. This is a bad look. I don't even know what to say with some of these comments in these groups. These people have been horrific and cruel and awful. And doxed people and claimed
yeah.
that killer.
I was going to say reckless. There's a lot of
Yes.
literally posting pictures of a person with their name, sometimes their address, that
Mhm.
literally could potentially have nothing to do with the case.
Agreed. Hi, Laura. Thanks for being here. I just I'm like, oh, I'm trying to behave myself. I really am trying to err on this. And if I let loose, you know what, screw it. Let's throw caution into the wind. LFTs. I'm going to get in trouble after, ask for forgiveness after. So I went into a couple of these groups, and I even posted a picture of the general area of where Rachel was found. And I purposely didn't do a specific crime scene picture because I don't find that very well, first of all, we don't do we know? Yes, we know, but do we have actual proof that it was that area? No, we don't really have a lot of information on this case, and I don't do speculation very well. So it was an accident. So I posted a picture in there, and immediately somebody is like, that's the wrong area. That's the wrong da 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 da. And then 130 comments later, I was like, I don't, we're doing this to be respectful. You don't need to see the exact thing, spot, X marks the spot. It's already horrific enough. I don't think we need to show like general area is one thing. Showing people how large the tunnel is and things like that, that's one thing. Being disrespectful is a whole nother animal. And some of the comments, like this group within a group within a group have quote unquote found the perpetrator, that like Mal said, they doxed him. They retracted the post and then reposted the post. They're totally argumentative. And they block people right and left. The other thing is, and this is where I really am looking for opinions on this. I really am desperately looking for opinions, but we have our own little Facebook group that we do. We show our work. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's a fun group of people. There's zero, tolerance for any misbehaving in there. Karen's be blocking. Hi, Judy Jetson. But we get to show some behind the scenes things, just be silly, make some friends, what have you. It's it's nothing too serious in there. And we have families of victims that are in there. And I know the family of Rachel and Morin are in several of these other groups. And I actually watched people say they shouldn't be in there because it's not a, what did they call it, Mallory? It wasn't a I'm trying to think of the word.
Safe place.
They what?
Yeah, they're like, it's not a memorial page. This is for sleuthing or something like that.
Yeah, sleuthing, which let's talk about that. How many crimes have these people solved? Crime fighters. Give me your resume. Where's your badge? Where's your badge? Where's your Facebook badge that you have solved? You are a crime solving sleuth and bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Show me
that is us. But we don't
us.
claim to have solved the case.
Also, that information was found a week before anybody even knew.
Oh, yeah.
At like 3 a.m. And here's the thing.
We talked about specific people weeks before it was even posted on there, but that's the difference, is we don't post it to everyone else.
Well, it's a discussion amongst friends who have a common interest. In an open investigation, you have to be so careful because, okay, great. And this is one of the points that I was trying to make in the group that I got literally shit kicked for, was, okay, great. Now you found the killer, except how do you prosecute him? Because any good lawyer is going to rip through this group, and God knows the damage that's been done for the case. And I hope zero. Honest to God, I hope zero damage is done. I hope they find the guy and are able to prosecute him to the fullest. I want the monster in the cage. I've said it a million times. But you and I on Facebook are not going to do that. Who is going to do that? Law enforcement. What are we going to do? We're going to help the family, or law enforcement by whatever they need. If it's handing out flyers, which is what the family is asking for, then we're going to do that. If it's sharing information publicly so that people have a better understanding, we're going to do that. We're not going to criticize the professionals for what they do. Do you guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah, we can't do it better than them.
Some of us on panel are as educated.
Yes.
I'm not. It's not me. Some of us are educated, Mallory, in specific things, and which is awesome because we can learn, some of the backstory things. What we can't do is solve a crime on Facebook, give the guy's name, and then, oh my God freaking forbid, call in Dog the Bounty Hunter. What?
Yeah.
What? I mean, all of it. I got a message today. I got 2 messages today that were heart-wrenching, first of all. One is, I want everybody, and I truly mean this from the bottom of my heart, Richard Tobin is, to my knowledge, from everything I've heard, completely and 100% cooperative. He's given DNA, his phone. He's been cooperative with answering questions. He's, to my knowledge, not hiding anywhere, very out in the open. I just want people to back off of him. I really stop. Just, there's a time and a place, and this isn't the time or the place. And he's not the dude. He has publicly said that he is in recovery. The last thing that I want when you're in recovery, it's so hard. I can't even speak to, that's not even fair. Adding a horrific death to his girlfriend, I can't even imagine. So I just, prayers that he remains strong. That's what I'm asking for. And I really want people to lay off of him. And I really, my hope is that some of you are, I know that we have some friends in here that are in the Facebook groups that I'm talking about. Feel free to share this live in there. I'm not looking for clicks and views. I'm not looking for money. I'm looking to just be supportive of Rachel's family. And I'm sick and tired of seeing people attack Rachel or her family in these damn Facebook groups. It's awful. I watched another person. Oh my God. I got a I got a screenshot today of someone arguing with two of Rachel's children's father, telling him that he didn't know what he was talking about. And I thought, oh my God, I don't know how this guy didn't go through his computer screen. Needless to say, He has more knowledge than we do, more heartache than we do, more everything than we do. And he's dealing with it. So is Rebecca. So is Richard. All these people who are like characters in your little movie that you're playing, on Facebook. These are real life people who are dealing, and back the fuck off is what I want to say. That's what I want to say. I want to say back the fuck off of them and show me your resume. I want to know where people get off being so incredibly vile. To be fair, I mean, they're vile in these groups. And is it because and you do it under your real name. You do it under your real name and you tell everyone where you're from. And most of them that are in there are not local. And then they ask you dumb questions like, how'd you find out where I was from? Dumbass. Your Facebook says whatever. San Francisco, California. Wasn't hard to find you. And I mean, I don't mean to get on a soapbox about this. I really don't. The things that I've engaged in the drama in the past few days, I have engaged in it. I've had good friends come to me and say, don't do that. Don't do that. You know better. And I say, yeah, I do. And I'm going to run amok anyway. But it doesn't do me any good because it just pisses me off. It doesn't make me feel any better to put someone else down. It truly doesn't. What I loathe is uneducated people throwing shit against the wall and pretending that it's Picasso. That I no. That ain't how we do. Just, it's not that hard to be nice. And when you say things like this is a sleuthing group and not a memorial page, well, maybe it's both. Right?
Well, when is it ever okay for someone to say something disrespectfully that would make a family not want to talk? Like, what part of a sleuthing is going to do that? Like, at what point is that okay? It's not. It's not.
I completely agree. And, to be fair, it's you know what, Laura, that's great. That is what has been talked. Yes, it's a discussion group. And that was told to me too. It's a discussion group, except that we're not discussing facts. We're discussing really ridiculous things and hurtful things. I saw things in there like, the other day, Rachel's sister, Rebecca, requested anyone local, or if they knew anyone that would help them out by printing the flyers that they would like to distribute. It is what Pat Brown, I don't know if you guys saw Pat Brown, profiling with Pat Brown. She's amazing. She did a very good profile on this perpetrator, and they're distributing this out to the community. And we're trying to get everybody to share it as much as possible for obvious reasons, because, we want to find this guy, and however law enforcement, like I said before, wants us to do it, or the family wants to do it, we want to be there to help them. Being local is super easy. So I printed off a bunch. I'm going to go staple them up tomorrow. And then the family is actually holding on Tuesday at 5:30 at the trail. They are going to be there asking people to hand out flyers, kind of, span out do the flyer fan and go distribute them and ask businesses if they'll hang them up and whatever, and just do this for Rachel. Try to do what they can to help. Oh, that was so nice, Johnny. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Um, so I printed a bunch, and initially my thought process was, I'm going to go to the trail and help everybody hand them out. And then I thought, actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go to surrounding towns tomorrow and staple them up, because if they're going to have a lot of people there, already doing that, we need to get the word out. So I'm going to go to some surrounding areas and put up the flyers.
That's a really good idea.
Instead, well, I just don't want to. I mean, I want to canvass the area. Don't misunderstand me. I don't. I definitely want to, but I want to broaden the horizons a little bit too. And I'll just to show you guys what I'm talking about. This is the flyer here. It's tips needed to identify the killer of Rachel Morin. And it is on a community post. I know many people have shared it. We will continue to share it. It will be up in our Facebook group. It will be up on publicly, wherever. If you need a copy to print or put on your community post or whatever, contact me. I'll be happy to give them to you. But this is what the family is requesting.
I know. I think I shared your guys' post on my community post as well.
Thank you. Do you think that? Yeah, I agree, Kay Brace. Do you guys think that these groups help? Or do you think this is just, I mean, I'll tell you what I think. I think it's a cesspool of humans who just want to pick on people. That's what I think it is. But, oh, I will, Johnny. I sure will. What do you guys think? Do you guys think these Facebook groups help? Have you known a Facebook group to help?
I'll say I think the bigger they get, the less help they are. I think for smaller cases that don't necessarily hit the mainstream media, stuff like that, I think can help a lot, especially if it's like a family starting one and it could potentially need people to look into, people's Facebook groups or something like that. But when it comes to these bigger ones where the world's eyes are already on it, it's just going to bring more negativity and more speculation than actual help. And so, like I said, there's a handful of like cold cases or like smaller cases that literally don't get any type of mainstream media coverage at all, that I do think that they are helpful. They're helpful for people to potentially, post pictures to remind people and, share different things together and stuff like that. But when it gets to a case like Rachel's case, I don't necessarily think so.
Okay. LFT, do you want to speaking of smaller groups, did you want to tell them what happened when we tried to work on one case?
Oh yeah, I can say that too. But what I was going to say something, I wrote a note to myself in the chat so I wouldn't forget. I think what annoys me, sidetrack and deviating, going back to what y'all were talking about like 3 minutes ago, what kills me in Facebook groups, it's like when someone responds to the comment, it's like, oh, take it so personally, why don't you, or something, and then it starts this whole back and forth of like, I didn't take it personally, but you, how do I, this whole debate. So you get like 27 comments of like how someone gets, I just like,
Triggered you are.
like
Yes.
I just literally ignore it and keep going. Like if someone wrote like lollipops rule in the middle of December in the middle of like a comment section, I'd be like, okay, fine, fuck it, just whatever, to each his own, keep going. Someone else would be like, why would you put like only in December? That's so profile, just I don't. It just turns into silliness, and it deviates so far from what the original comment or post was that it becomes personal, and I don't like that. Annoys me when it comes to the chat. That's what I wanted to say. Obviously, the thing about not taking family into consideration and just not having the ability to act like a, you know, say God bless you instead of covering, instead of, cover your effing mouth. People don't know how to behave that way.
I've always
It's
said block it and
disappointing.
bless it, but I've been a hypocrite the
But
last few
yeah,
days.
she says it, but
But I don't mean it.
and then we literally were in like a really small group, and it was coming in and helping. And oh my God, I've never had that impression of like someone literally they owned the case.
Oh
Like
my God.
you
Name the case. I don't care. We'll tell them who it was. Those people are
know,
horrible.
but it was just so short lived. But it was like the most diabolical. I was like, what the fuck? Like what?
So
What? Oh God.
we got asked to help on the Angel Overstreet case out of West Virginia. And we had very little knowledge of the case. And it had happened, I think, God, it was so bad. It was maybe 6 months old, the case,
Well,
when we
let's
got
just
involved.
say we didn't start the Facebook group. This Facebook group was already established, so
Yes.
clearly they knew a lot more than we did. And
Oh, that's what it was. The mother had been in touch with us. The mother
yeah,
got in touch with us and was like, so she's like, oh, I'm in this Facebook group. And we were like, oh, okay, well, let's go check it out. Jesus, the minute we went in there, we were public enemy number one. They shredded us.
no, but the
Shredded us.
best was like messaging us behind the scenes, like wanting to talk, and then the next thing we know, it's like one wrong post or you say something wrong. They're like, no, you're out of line. You're out of. It was just so dictatorial and just like, oh God, it was like a dictatorship. Like you just, and we lasted about, oh my God, and watching our comments get like deleted and stuff, that was funny.
It
Mine, but
was.
the funny thing is, mine really wouldn't, but his would.
Oh, it was awful. And then they would message us behind the scenes and be like, we really need to talk to you. We need your help. We really need your help. But then in front of everybody, they're like shredding us. And I'm like, pound
Yeah.
sand. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it was awful. It was awful. And I'll be honest with you, that was a terrible experience. And I vowed, I was like, I will never do another Facebook group again. I don't ever want to see another Facebook group again. And look at me now. Here I am in the thick of it.
And that's the difference too, because I agree with what Laura Dodson said, like about like others kind of seem like drama.
Mhm.
And I feel like you find that certainly in the comment section. It's not necessarily the original, like the post within the platform. It's the comments that follow underneath the post. But
Yeah.
I am so like I just look at it and I just ignore. I don't like even though I'm like, oh my God, that you are so wrong. I was like, it's not worth my time. I am not responding. I'm not engaging. That's where my head goes. Tia
Well,
has that thought too, but then there's no breaks for her to like if she
mm-mm.
was sliding down the hill on, WD-40 and freaking, parchment paper going super fast and she just can't stop. And she's like, no, we got to address this one. And we're
Because
like,
I don't
okay.
like, well, like I said, the first thing I don't like is I don't like anybody victim bashing. That's my biggest. Don't victim bash. I don't care who, what, how, when, and whatever happened. You just don't. Nobody deserves anything. Like, don't victim bash. Okay. Number 2, don't screw with the families. Be kind. They're going through enough. Don't
And
tell them they're wrong.
but that's the thing though. At the same time in the world, people are going to have questions or whatnot, and no families around, and maybe they want to pose it or something. But I stand by what I say.
Yep.
Your tone and delivery is going to determine the size of the wave. And so, like your tone and delivery in chat is going to determine how you facilitate a conversation. And so, there's a way to ask things and do things that might be, like I said, you just have to phrase it in a way that's constructive.
I
in my
did.
opinion.
I
I'm
did.
not coming at you.
No, I'm just saying that's a thing. It doesn't even do you any good because I did. I came in and I was like, wait, genuinely asking, hold on, time out. Like, whoa, I'm really asking this question, and they still come at you like
Okay,
vipers.
that's true. She is correct. You did do that. But that's where, after you get the stupid responses, for me, I'm just like, oh, I'm just, it's not even worth my, I'm not like, I'm not wasting.
You're
I
right.
don't suffer fools well. And neither does Tia, unless it's like a Facebook group. Because
It's my own
she
fault.
will
Like I
get
said,
engaged and be like, all right, now, and I'm like, oh my God, do it. But you know you're in for it now. Like now,
mhm.
like Tia says it herself. Once you've engaged, and then it's your choice whether or not you respond. And if it's stupid and you still know you're right, it's, you just have to get to that point because it's the nature of the beast. This is always going to be the way it is. Is it
Well,
fair? Is it right? No, but we encounter stupid people every day. You
I
know what I mean? But how we
stupid
handle
people
our
I can handle. What I can't handle are people that are disrespectful, victim bashing, putting out wrong information, and saying you've solved the crime. What are you doing? Do you want the money? Is that what it is? Do you want the money? Do you want the fame? Do you want a Netflix special? Is that what you're going for?
unless you are don't f with cats. And for real, I mean the three people that came out of a 5,000 person group that stuck with it and really narrowed it down. Unless you're one of those three, I don't think you get to say you contributed to helping solve a case or locating a suspect yet that I've really seen.
It just, I mean, like I said, when I saw in there that someone was arguing with a family member and telling them they didn't know what they were talking about, or it was like a full stop moment for me. And I was like, I can't do this. And I've gotten so many messages from people in that group, and they're really nice. Okay, first of all, the messages that I've received have been supportive and kind. And I think people get what I'm trying to say, and that is just be respectful. You don't have to be an asshole. And you also don't have to say every thought that comes to your head. Like, uh, you don't have to type out some of the, oh my God, some of the things about the family asking for help with donations for the flyers. And then the first comment I read is they received enough money in donations. Who the hell are you to judge where that money goes? She has 5 children. 5 children. And they had to pay for a funeral. And also, none of the things that happened quickly. So why is that our business? Why is any of the donations, the GoFundMe's, anything? I don't see, and maybe I'm all washed up here, but I don't see anybody being very opportunistic in this family. I see them trying to get the word out. I see them trying to find help in healing.
I agree.
I don't see
Okay,
I don't see a
actually,
Don Wells situation here, boys and girls.
I forgot my thought.
Would you say, LFT?
I think I forgot my thought. I was about to be like, okay, you're going to kill me, but you just said something, and I'd be like, oh, but I was like seeing the other side, how I said, already, by the
Yeah.
way, for the record, already said I'm going to be the one tonight that's going to be like listening and then going, okay, but what about consider it this way? So the other two on panel already aware. But I
If
can't.
barely, Laura said they barely shared the GoFundMe. It's not for the money. No, it isn't. It isn't.
No, and if you look at a lot of people's comments too, like in terms when it comes to family or close people who are very close to the family, I would assume a couple of them, their responses are pretty short and to the point about things. And a lot of the times I've noticed, I believe, I mean, I don't, Mr. Starts with the M, the one that I can never pronounce his last name. But his are always just like, like, they're still in the group and looking at stuff because they're looking, for maybe the positives. Any tips? Has anyone
Yeah.
spotted them? Any ideas about, other theories or things to consider? I think they engage in it, especially for that and for another reason that we'll talk about later. But I also think all their responses have been very much like, let law enforcement do their job. Like they keep it like we're not interested in
I've
the, you
never
know what I
gotten the
mean?
feeling that these people are anything but heartbroken. And how dare anybody judge them for anything? And this discussion of money, first of all, oh, Laura, amen, sister. A freaking men. One of the nicest humans on the planet, too. I how that dude's not wearing orange, I don't I don't know, but I was about to go through the screen myself. Yeah, he does have the patience of a saint. Um, this is a humongous loss. This is a humongous loss. And now it's a national case. Let's just for 1 second take all of our sleuthing hats off and put on your human being hats. And who among us has lost a family member that's close? If you haven't, God bless you. I'm really happy for you. And I don't mean that sarcastically. But if you've ever lost anybody close to you, it's horrific and sad and horrible. And you're in that space for as long as it takes you to grieve. Now let's add the layer of it's a national news story. So we're going to add that layer. So now your grieving becomes public and your every move becomes public. Now add that we don't have the person who did this. So there's terror. I just can't get behind being mean to the families. I don't give a shit about you people on Facebook. I'll tell you that right now. None of you matter, make a difference. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Heather. No, but that's my point though. That's why I just want to bring awareness, kindness. Oh, Carol Claus, I'm sorry. See, this is what I'm talking about. We've all had enormous loss, but none of us are dealing with it publicly the way that these people are. None of us are being shredded in front of thousands of people. It's awful. It's awful. And Rachel should never be shredded. Ever, ever, ever,
Oh,
ever.
I just noticed today for the first time that there was a whole conversation about why they hired a defense attorney or something. And it went, they're like, why would a family hire a defense attorney unless they had something to hide? And I was like, I don't even
Right?
want to read this thread. Like, that's the stuff that, see, I can ignore. That one, if you don't know about it, Tia, sketch it right out of your head. I
It's
know what you
gone. I
said.
won't.
Don't even think,
Nope.
don't even go looking for it.
Nope. I won't.
But I was just like that, and I get it from like that has to be hard to hear, and it's easier said than done to ignore it. But like that's where my hope is for families that do engage in social media after such events like this, that are so unexpected and life changing and heartbreaking,
Mm-hmm.
is that they find the strength because there's a lot that they can't control right now, but they can, control, do their best. So they're controlling what they can, whether it's
Yeah.
correcting something or doing something. But my hope for them is that they have that strength to like scroll right past that kind of bullshit because they're like, I'm not even. That's who's the F for you. I don't. We don't owe you an explanation for anything, and
Mm-mm.
I'll respond to other things pertaining, like with you know um, more constructive comments or things pertaining to the case or whatnot, where my engagement would actually mean something. Because I'm gonna type something that means something to me. You know what I mean? Like it's beneficial in some way to the situation, and that's my hope. Because once you choose to take part in it, and I think some families have been really great examples of it,
Mhm.
I bet sometimes it's hard not to be part of it. You know what I mean? But I think there's some that have handled it with grace, and it takes a lot of strength. And I think it speaks to the character. You know what I mean? To like
Yeah.
what's important for them. It's not the bullshit on social media that they are trying to partake in to garner attention or whatever you want to refer to it as. It's their they go into it knowing that they want it because there's something beneficial and we need the public support. But we got to do this knowing that it's the double-edged sword. I think you have to
Mhm.
reckon it's the nature of the beast and the double-edged sword. It's the same thing like with any kind of Facebook group that's meant, or even an application like apps on the phone, like neighborhood apps, like alerting people to, hey, there's a weird person, we've seen him in the neighborhood or her in the neighborhood several
Mhm.
times, stuff like that. That's amazing for the community itself, like literally for the neighborhood. But then at the same time, you have to know that other people could be like, hey, look, you can use the, that app or that platform for nefarious purposes because it's still public. So you know what I mean. So they could be like, hey, look,
Mhm.
someone's selling. We just scoped this out. They're having a yard sale or something like that. I just it's
Mhm.
and that's never. I don't see that changing anytime soon. And so you just have to protect yourself the best you can when you decide to engage.
Well, and I think one of the things that you said too today when we were talking about, we were going back and forth, and you said I don't want to say what you said. I can remind you of what you said if you want because I took notes because I thought it was brilliant. But do you want to talk about that? Like how emotionally distraught and responding as an outlet, that kind of thing?
Yeah, can you give me two? Can you give me 2 seconds?
Yeah, of course. What are your thoughts, Miss Mallory? You've been quiet and I've been yapping. Your turn. Take over.
I know, right? I've been painting my nails while you guys were talking and just listening and taking everything in because unlike you guys, I am a silent watcher of the Facebook groups. I have told you guys multiple times that for some reason now to join Facebook groups, it will ask a friend of yours on Facebook to accept you into a group. And so I'm in a ton of these groups, and all of a sudden it's like, do you want to let Tia in? And I'm like, hell yeah, I do. And then Tia's like, you're
What
gonna kick
can
me
go
out.
wrong?
I'm like, I don't know why they give me all this power, but yeah, Tia can come in. And but it's to me, I literally just go in there and I'll just read through everything. I'm not a huge commenter. Um, I do obviously I'll share stuff if something important comes up, but I'm more along the lines of kind of what you were saying of I don't really post anything unless it's a family member asking
Right.
or like when you guys were asking me because a family member reached out to you, I'm like absolutely. Like anything I can do to help. That's literally what I'm here for is to help. So, I don't know. I'm very What was your initial question?
You're Delana, hi. You are more reserved than I, and I'm learning to be better. That's you're playing it smart where I get sassy. And it's true. And I really respect that. Um I just yeah, she said she's a huge thistle
No,
just in
I
her
don't
head.
comment. I don't. Crystal knows I don't comment in my head. I comment in, you know, group chats with friends where I'll be like, "Oh my god, did you see that?" But I'll never say it anywhere else. But it is interesting because there are a handful of people that I know, not even in regard to Rachel's case, like even in like Maddie Kingsbury's case, where I'm in a bunch of these groups because I'm not known to the public eye necessarily of being involved in the case. And so for me, I'll have people reach out to me, family members or something like that, where they're like, hey, can you see if this was posted in the group? And I'm like, absolutely. But they've been kicked out because they're close to the case. And that's
Right.
just something where it's like, I could never imagine having someone I love pass away in this type of way and then have someone else say, you can't see what we're saying about this. Like, that would be something where I would come out and all of my niceness would go away, and I'd be like, then you shut it down, because if I'm not going to get to be in here, then you don't get to talk about her. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's just because I obviously haven't had this specific situation, but it's something that I think about all the time, where it's like, why? A discussion group is supposed to be a place where everyone comes together to be able to put all of their thoughts in, whether they're way far out there or not. And you're supposed to be able to have these conversations where you agree or you disagree. But that's the whole point of it, is this crowdsourcing. And a lot of these
criticizing, though, that's what sucks.
Yeah, that's true. But that's the thing, is I think a lot of people at the same time forget that these are real people and real cases and real people that are losing their loved ones, that are going in there that actually knew them. So it's like, to me, it's like, okay, if I'm going in there, I always will put myself in the shoes of, like, if this was, heaven forbid, my sister, would I be posting this in here? And if the answer is no, about my own sister, about my friend's sister, then don't post it. Even if you think it's 100% true, like, just don't post it. What's the point?
I agree. I'm going to do better. After this, I'm sure I'm going to get kicked out of all of the Facebook groups, which is fine. It's really okay, because they don't need your Facebook groups.
Well, and I think the thing is, too, is when Facebook groups start actually kicking people out for having a differing opinion, that's when it's not a good Facebook group. That's when that group is not doing anything to help the case. It is a group of people that are like-minded, that aren't willing to listen or hear anything else. And that's not productive. So at that point, it's like, well, if they're going to kick me out because they don't like something I said, then they can kick me out and I don't need to be in there, because obviously what they're saying is not worth it.
Well, I agree. That's so valid. Hey, Melissa, sorry, bitchbot gotcha. And I don't know what you said before, but public apology to Melissa.
All she said was hi to someone.
I love it. See,
damn, bitchbot.
I have no idea what that's about.
Of course you did, Heather.
One of the things that I did in the group is I did apologize to one of the family members publicly for my engagement, because I felt really bad. So I privately and publicly apologized for my engagement, which I stand by. But also, don't test my patience. I can only be.
I don't have the bail money. Like, I just don't have the bail. Like, I don't do it. Just stop it. Don't.
Yeah, if all of a sudden the cipher goes live and it's just LFT, that's when everyone needs to come in, because we have to get
there may or may not be a fundraiser that night. Yeah, and I doubt we'll get many contributions to it. I wonder how many. It would be like the same if Tia came up. They'd be like, really? LFT should probably learn her lesson. I mean, it would.
Well, no, it would be, oh, it's for Tia. Let her ass sitting there. She probably deserves it.
She needs a night in jail to think about what she did.
And they're probably not wrong. They're probably not wrong.
And then you'll come back and we'll be like, that's okay, guys. Tia was just on vacation.
I'm on vacation. I'm like Forrest Gump's dad. I'm on vacation.
I got some cool flip-flops while I was there.
I think they call them slides. Slides.
Flip-flops and slides are different.
It was kind of like a cruise ship with bunk beds.
Smelled bad.
Yeah.
There may have been tea in the corner.
Yeah.
What is, Mallory, I really want to ask you this question, and because you're going to know.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
What do you think and I ask this knowing full well that I expect an honest answer. So come at me. Come at me, bro. What do you think the psychology of the groups is? Like, what's the purpose of these groups?
To solve the case.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of underlying narcissism that comes into these cases. And I mean, if you even notice, you go in and there's people that will comment on every single post, or when they get mad, they're like, I'm leaving. And it's like, okay, bye. See ya. But like, it's very much an attention thing, but at the same time, it's a lot of different people that, although there are people in there that do have a good heart and are wanting to help and are there for the crowdsourcing of information, there are a handful of people in there that latch onto a case specifically for their own personal gain, but more on the side of like, yeah, attention seeking, being able to fulfill something that they're not getting in their everyday lives. So,
Okay.
it's something where if they go in there, they're getting attention and are getting, whether it's good attention or bad attention, and it's something that they don't get anywhere else. So they're willing to say the far out thing to be able to then get, 300 comments under something, because it makes them feel validated in that way. And I don't think there's a ton of people that go into it looking for that. I think a lot of people are pure when they start things, but when things pick up is when, feelings change. You kind of get the whiff of, oh, everyone wants to know my opinion on this, or everyone wants me to comment back, or they're tagging me in these comments. And that's kind of where the line then blurs. And you get into more of a, I'm the admin of this page, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, but this page isn't about you. And they don't get that. So I will say a lot of it is the narcissism of people filling voids in everyday lives, stuff like that. But I do think there are people in there that are in there for the right reasons, and it's just a majority of people that just kind of get away, and they forget that, even though you're posting something online, your words still matter. It's very much a keyboard warrior type of thing. I'm ready, LFT.
I am too, but I really want to respond to what you just said before. LFT, just write it down, because this is, I need to respond to this. I so much appreciate everything you just said there, and I'm internalizing it and going to be thinking about that tonight, because that is not what I want. And that is not the appearance that I want to put in the Facebook group. I don't want to be a narcissist in a Facebook group. It's not the attention I'm looking for.
Yours is different though. And I'll be honest, I'm not saying that because we're friends and we talk behind the scenes. Yours is different because when you are commenting back, you're fighting for the little guy in the situation. You're fighting for what you believe and what you want the group to be and what you believe is right and wrong. That's a lot different than purposely putting your voice into every single little thing in a group. So I don't necessarily think that you, by posting in there, are being narcissistic at all, actually, to be honest. It's more, yours is more, you're a voice that is willing to be a voice for someone that's not willing to stand up for themselves. And that's admirable.
Okay.
Like, that's something that I would congratulate you on over and over again. I even told you, I went in there and I liked a bunch of the comments of you going off.
Did. Thank you.
I'm like, hell yeah, she did. She went in there and she told them. But the thing is you're also willing to have conversations with people, and a lot of these people are not. And that's another difference, is they're not actually in it for the same reasons as everyone else. And you're in it for good reasons, but you're also have the on the ground talking with people in the community that allows you to have a different perspective, that also allows you to deserve respect in the groups because of the work that you're doing outside of Facebook for the case.
Well, thank you for that. Well, I still stand by what I said, and I love that I asked you that question. You gave me an honest answer. Because I still want to reflect, you know what I mean? Like, I still want to reflect on what you said, because I think it's brilliant. I really, really do. No, Heather, I am not a doormat. Nope.
I agree with what I think Mallory put that very well.
Mm-hmm.
Agree.
What was your awesome question, LFT?
Yeah,
All right.
Grayson.
Okay. So everything that we said, what makes YouTube different than Facebook?
Not a damn thing. What do
Well,
you
I will.
specifically?
I mean,
I
I don't know. These
do
like
think it takes
comments and
more balls.
yeah, true. Okay. It's
I
more fluid. It like you've got the live part of it versus simply
Yep.
comments.
But not only that, there's a lot of people that would be willing to go into a Facebook group and write something on a comment to someone that's, snarky or bitchy or whatever, that if you were to invite them up on panel, they would never come up. And I think
Hmm.
there's a difference in that, being able to utilize your physical voice than just typing something and hitting send.
And we also have, especially like you said, like in lives and stuff, they're moderators that can be like, we're not putting up with the bullshit. And if they don't, and if the creator makes a point and the moderators in the chat, everyone's just like, ignore the BS. Like if no one
Mhm.
feeds into it, but we've
Yeah.
got people there to help remind us. Whereas in maybe a Facebook, like you have moderators and admins and stuff, but it's not like customer service sitting there monitoring it, you know, eyes on it all day. So you don't have the people in there going, oh my God, I'm deleting this comment before this gets out of hand. Like, take
Yeah.
it personally. Why don't you? Why are
Well,
you so, yeah.
I
I
will
was
say
just curious.
there are YouTube channels and people on YouTube that are very similar to Facebook groups. There are people on YouTube who come on YouTube and utilize a story for the same reasons that I had stated, um, in regards to why they comment on things on Facebook and stuff like that. There are people like that. It's just a matter of listening to the people that you enjoy listening to and whether or not they're doing it for their own fulfillment or if they're doing it to help a case. It's all going to be up to your prerogative, but like
Hmm.
it is on YouTube. There are the narcissist type of people that are in these Facebook groups on YouTube. It's just a matter of weeding through what you enjoy, what you're okay with, and what you're not okay with.
Hmm.
So you just answered a question in my head that
You're
was
welcome.
amazing, actually. Hi, Jen P. I don't hate watch on YouTube. If I don't like you on YouTube, I don't watch you
Nope.
because time can be spent elsewhere, right? So if that's the case on YouTube, valid question, LFT. Why the hell would you do it on Facebook?
Hmm.
That is a good
Valid
question.
question. I don't,
Hmm.
if I don't watch you on YouTube, if I'm not
Hmm.
subscribed on YouTube, why am I? And
Yeah.
it
Why
does
would
go
you
back
pay?
to
Yeah.
Yeah.
it goes
It's
back to me
willpower too.
fighting yes, I don't have very yes. And it does go back to me fighting for the underdog. And I don't like yes, Heather Rat. I've got better things to do. Um I I just need to, like I said, this live is calling out everybody, including myself. And my grandpa used to say to me all the time, like, when when you point your fingers, you got three pointing back at you. And I'm holding myself accountable here. And every question that I'm asking these girls, and I'm reading chat, nothing's getting by me here. I really am trying to take it in. But what can we do? And maybe that's my problem. Maybe it's not my job.
It's not your. That's oh my God. What did I tell you that night when you were like, I'm mopping the floors over in the other hotel room or something?
Oh my God, yes. Oh, tell that story. That was a good life lesson for me, by the way. It was a really good life lesson.
Yeah, I really threw her for a loop, y'all, because she went kind of like, I kind of hate you for saying that. Like,
Yeah, I
you're
did.
such a dick. But I was
100% right.
like, but I also said, I'm telling you this because I love you and just, I mean, I know you probably won't stop right now that I'm saying it, but just so you know, um, Tia one night when she was living at the hotel went across the hall to go do the other room that they had and was like mopping the floors. Just, I mean, I know
I was
we all
living in a
have,
hotel because my
yeah,
house flooded.
but
So I
like,
lived in a hotel for
I'm the same
200
way though.
days.
Like, I don't leave the hotel room like a total crapshoot for housekeeping. Like, I just don't. That's just not my nature, and I'm not going to do it. Um, but so Tia goes over, and it's late, like we're after midnight, and it's just like her. It's a control thing. It's like I do it too with certain things, but I pop a rubber band on my wrist now, like when I catch myself doing stuff to remind me, like don't do it. But Tia was getting all flustered one night, and she was like, "No, I've got to go over here and clean this up, and I'm doing this and this." And by the way, it was really not even that messy, or nothing needed to be picked up off the floor, kind of deal. And I told her, "What did I tell you?" I said, "Just so you know, you're." I said, "What did I say?" I was like, "You do realize you're choosing to go do that.
Yep.
You don't have to." I was like, They have housekeeping, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. There's like you are somewhere where they come in and change the sheet.
Mm-hmm.
They come in and do it. Like we'll do the floors. You just make sure there are no just you can put the towels in a pile in one section or something, but you're going in there to do the job for them, and you're choosing to do it. You're
Mm-hmm.
adding that to your plate, just so you know. Um, and I go and then I was like, because she'll spiral, and it's just like a control thing, and it's hard to watch sometimes. And I just said it. I was like, I gotta tell you, because I'm similar, and I mean, she can call me out some a lot as well, but like, you know what I mean. I just said, just think. I was like, no, you don't have to. You're choosing to.
Right. It
You
was
don't have to respond to this stuff. Like you can scroll, you can look at it all day long if you want to, but once you can see something and know that it's not right or something, but you also have to think about what's it going to lead to because you know the nature of the beast. You damn well know it. You know what I mean? So that's where you have to stop yourself and go, all right, if I type this, is it going to make that big of a difference? No, it's just going to start a whole thread of bullshit back and forth, potentially, like for all of us, if we're coming in, you know, in that mentality. And I think you just ignore it because it's okay that you know the answer or may not agree. And you can still be like that and not have to type it. You know what I mean?
I
Because
do.
it
I like I
flusters you
said, that
even
was
more.
such a good life lesson for me. And thank you for reminding me again tonight because I actually forgot about that story. And that was I was pissed.
She was pissed when I told
I
her.
was pissed. So my house flooded last July, and I had to live in a hotel for 200 days. My family and I, not just me, my family and I had to live in a hotel, and we had a couple of rooms, and we had to switch hotels because wedding season, right? Whatever, I don't know. And we had to switch hotels, and it wasn't really that big of a deal. It was just that I had been in this hotel suite for months, and the other room had been established for months, and we I didn't even let housekeeping come in because I had a mop. I cleaned every week. Like I did everything for them. And the only time I needed something is when I said, "Can you guys bring sheets and towels up? I'll change them. Don't even worry about that." So I was trying to, why? I don't know. It's their job and
But
they
that's
don't,
different because that gave you a sense of like normalcy for you. So that was your area,
it
that was
did.
your condo. And so that's one thing. But as as time progressed and it's like, okay, shit, we have to switch hotels now. Okay, you got to switch hotels.
Yeah.
Put the boxes together and you get your stuff out and just don't leave it a mess. You don't have to go clean it all,
But I
like mop
felt
the
the
floors.
need to go and mop the floors and make sure that it was,
And stress herself out even more.
yeah, I did. And she's not kidding. It was literally like 2 a.m. when I was doing this. And she really, I mean, pissed me off with the truth.
And I
And
said it so kindly for the record.
but it was so, you were so right. Yay. I'm glad you're back. You were so right. And it applies to this situation. And thank you for bringing that up again, because I think it's important to remind me of that is a perfect, I don't have to, I choose to. Hi, crazy mama. There you go. One of the people that
Yep.
told me that I shouldn't.
She got to
Well,
settle down.
yeah,
Called in the reinforcements.
simmer down. But you know what? People do that. They want to do the fuck around and find out, and now they'll find out. It's just
Because some days we can't keep a leash on her. It's like the one that I had at Disney World. Put it on my wrist. Okay, watch me not take it off.
so some days I'm leashed and I'm good, and I
We're gonna
behave.
have to go. We're gonna have to go electric. At some
We're
point.
gonna have to get a bigger leash.
We're gonna have to have,
No,
like,
I really
capability.
appreciate what Valerie said tonight about the psychology of the Facebook group, and I really appreciate your analogy of the hotel room. It's so true. It's so true. And if I don't hey watch on YouTube, what the fuck? Why am I in this stupid? I don't need to go in there. Electric fence.
I think it is a huge FOMO though, in the aspect and fear of missing out. Sorry.
Yeah.
That you want to be in there because you care about the case. So in a way, you're like, if I'm not in there and something gets posted in there that I could potentially connect to something else, are you being irresponsible if you're not in there, even though most of the stuff in the group is bullshit? Like, and I think that's why I'm in all of them. But also it is interesting in some of these groups to be able to hear and see how other people think, because it does help my mind work.
But see, I think, Mallory, you're like me in that way. I use it as just almost like a resource, just looking at what people are saying and I just don't engage. Like, I just use it as like, okay, I know they're saying this, this, and this. I'm going to look into this, this, and this. And then I'm going to be like, okay, that's bullshit. Or, okay, wait a minute, that's kind of interesting. And go from there. I don't want to necessarily, I kind of use social media things as a springboard. And then I go from there.
Yeah. Well, and I think that is one way too that it's different than YouTube, because for YouTube to go hate watch someone, you have to literally type in the name and stuff like that. Where when you're in a Facebook group, I could just be scrolling through my Facebook and seeing people I went to high school with and stuff like that. Then all of a sudden there's a post in one of the Rachel groups, and I'm like, oh, okay. Where sometimes I'll scroll past it if I think it's BS, and other times I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Or if I'm specifically looking for something, then maybe I will go in there, but I know that I'm going to have to filter through before I get to something that's going to actually mean something. But that's something I'm going in expecting.
See, you're lucky. My Facebook's like a ton of ads and then sporadic groups that I forgot I was a member of. Like, it's just ads. I get it for like something that starts with a V. I get a lot of horse videos for some reason. Chickens, and the Monopoly thing comes up a lot.
I've been getting the Monopoly thing a lot.
I don't think I'm doing Facebook right. I must be broken.
Oh, look at crazy mama just giving away all my secrets. Like
And so is crazy mama.
So is crazy mama.
I'm a Libra. My birthday.
Really? Yeah. Oh, that's right. Your birthday's coming up.
Yeah. I'm the sweetest Virgo. Don't all chime in at once, you assholes. Like, it's cool. I know it. I'm a delight.
Long pause. I don't actually look into that type of stuff. I just know what I am, to be honest.
Lord.
In comics, I'm like, I don't know if that's supposed to be a good thing or a bad thing.
Not appreciated. Like, long pause. Not appreciated. I'm done with you both.
Oh God, that was great.
If anything, though, I don't know necessarily if you're a good thing or a bad thing. I know, Heather, I'll be the big 29.
Look at her go. Leo. Ooh. Gemini. Yeah, Gemini. I love my Geminis.
I won't say what I am, but I'm the smart one on the plane.
Once again.
It did not go unnoticed. It's not like I'm not taking
emergency
I know
exit.
No, I know all. Wow, I almost just choked on a. I may be smart on an airplane, but I almost choked on a French fry. Damn.
I think it's a nice way to go, though. At least you'd go eating something nice.
It's kind of stuck in the back. No, Tia, what's that clip I sent you when he was like Virgo's on the plane? And he's like, "Rear, rear." Oh my God, I'm sending this to y'all afterwards because it's so funny. I'll explain a lot. But no, the long pauses were noted, and I'm like I said, Pollyanna by day.
Still love you the most.
Oh shit, who's the rascal by night? I don't know.
Tia Dash.
I was trying to go with like another character, but yeah. So anyway, if anyone sees Tia in a Facebook group, don't just bless it, block it, whatever you gotta do, thumbs it up, and just keep going. Doesn't even matter what she says. Just don't respond to it. Tia, same to you.
Yes.
Bless it, block it, thumbs it up, keep going. You got a lot of shit to do on your schedule every day. Responding to stupid, to inconsequential Facebook.
You are
responding
so right.
to inconsequential Facebook blabber. It's not
crazy mama.
worth it.
I wish you were here a little while ago when we talked about the trouble I've been going through. Let's just say
going through and creating are two different things, Tia.
I know.
Oh, boom!
I
hate to say it. Truth bomb.
Yeah, Heather Brass says if anybody sees Tia in there, don't say anything stupid. Don't say anything at all. Just
lay down, play dead. No one knew.
Not me. I just let her in everywhere. Everywhere keeps asking me to add her, and I'm like, accept.
That's the best. Is Mallory's like, oh, Tia's coming in? Cool. What can go wrong?
I just keep messaging her the pictures where I'm like, should I do it? Another one, guys.
Oh my God, I'm gonna kill you. Don't quit doing that.
Quit letting her in.
Clearly still in like her puppy crate. We have not been able to like. It's a lot of. We got puppy pads that like a smaller kennel going on. Like she didn't even get to go to the outside. She can't even go outside yet. Like we trust her on
this bitch bites, and my bark is not worse than my bite. My bite is a hell of a lot worse than my bark. Yes, I was adding Facebook again, but not. I was forget it. Just no, it was for a good reason.
It was. I used my psychology skills, and I will say she was not in there for narcissistic tendencies. She was in there as a mama bear protective person trying to protect the underdog. So, which is not even an underdog. It's just people that actually matter in the case, and that's what's important. So, in this point, she should be celebrated.
Oh, that was nice. In other countries, we have master stroke. Oh my God. Putting that on a bumper sticker. Heather Bratt.
No, we're not. No, we are not putting that on a bumper sticker. Some of us know you. You're not. Once again, you can put it on a coffee cup or a koozie or something and keep it in your your desk. But what do we just say about bringing attention to shit?
Yeah, no. Sit on your hands. I don't need the attention. I don't want the attention. What I want is I want people to focus on the important things, which is Rachel's family, Rachel finding her perpetrator, and not creating drama.
That was a funny comment, though. Damn. It's like that's it. Like I love the comment, but I'm like, no, we're just gonna read it. That's all we get to do. You don't get to play with it. You do not get. This is not a ball yarn. It's not a goldfish, and you're a cat looking over the open bowl, going, I could get it, but first I'm going to splash it this way. Stop it.
I know. I said that before. I'm a cat. I like to play with my food. Cheetah. Tia, when I went to say something bad, hold on, let me read this. I just mouthed the words out loud and don't say it either. We'll stop talking. Gabe Reyes, you're my favorite. Also, I need to apologize because I did not acknowledge. No,
for the long pause. You and
No.
Mallory both.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know anything about signs, so I just didn't want to offend you either way. If I was like, "Good job,"
You
or I was
wouldn't
like,
even
"Oh,
go
that's
with
not-"
delightful. You're like, I'm whatever the hell October is. And Tia's like, oh, I love that. And Aries like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, I'm a delightful Virgo. And everyone's like,
She's
That-
a Virgo.
that's it. That's it right there. The pause was all I got.
She's
I
a
didn't say much different than y'all did. I just called mine out. But y'all are all like, bitch. And I'm like, yes, it's still Virgo season. It goes all the way to the 22nd if anyone needs to know. So technically, you two just shush up because it's not even your month. This.
Sorry,
Or however.
my bad.
I'm kidding. I'm just messing with y'all. That made me laugh. That was
So
hilarious.
I've never, first of all, we don't get that many super chats. So let me just say that I've never not called one out. And Judy Judson, this was super kind and generous.
Oh,
Thank you
I got
very,
that earlier.
very, very much. And I apologize for not thanking you at the time because I think that's so awful that I did.
But
I
she's
really,
on vacay right now, so we did tell her to go enjoy her vacay. And
yes,
relax.
please, and thank you for your kindness. That was lovely. It's Mallory's month.
No, next
I think I know
month is-
about
Next
I
month.
think I know about 6 Virgos on this platform that would probably quickly jump in and say, no, it's not.
I know. I know.
No, my birthday's in October.
I
Rocktober.
know. But y'all just made
Do you
me
guys
laugh.
remember
That
what
means
day?
I do. Am I allowed to say it or should I not?
21st.
Do you really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did know it. Yes. I also know Teresa's.
Was that right?
Yes.
What'd you say?
Boom! 21st.
Legend's birthday's the 23rd. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. My daughter's birthday is the 26th. I knew I loved my Legend. By the way, they won. Just want to say.
Giddy up. Giddy up. Like, sounded
This
like
will, I read
music.
that as Mallory's. I am really grateful for you guys. I really am. Like, this was a good one because I came in hot and I was pissed. And now I think I have a better understanding of my actions and other people's from observations that you guys have made. So thank you for that, actually, very much. I really appreciate it. Yes, Mallory's birthday is October 21st. Everybody plan now.
Yep.
Big gifts only. Or if they're small, make sure they're in a Tiffany box.
I'm not a huge. I always tend to break jewelry, so actually jewelry is not really my thing. I really love.
Do you hear LFT in the background?
What?
I just I think this is like wow, Lee. Oh wow, dox myself. I just have a few questions though. Like, I love people's birthdays. I sincerely do. I'm not a big fan of mine. But Mallory, what did you say? You're turning 29?
29?
Is that right? So like a real page turner of a birthday. We're not even like the next year's pretty much the big one, right? Like, it's not.
I think what she's getting to is LFT just had her 40th birthday. So now she's
so
OD.
is mine.
29 is nothing. When you turn 30, then we can talk about you.
Right.
No, no. I was being a brat and just bringing it totally back to myself, going, hold the phone. What is mine coming in a blue Tiffany box? Like, what am I looking out
If I get one,
for?
I'll send it to you.
I am totally joking with y'all. I was just being
So am I. Please don't send me anything.
No, don't. Like,
Send them all the things.
No, don't. That was supposed to be a joke. I'm just, you know me, I'm just being me. But I'm literally going, what? Like, I don't, No.
Oh, gracious.
Tia
All right,
did
you
take
guys.
me to a doctor's appointment. Well, Tia did take me to a doctor's appointment, so that she's probably like, look at that, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a real giver.
And I get to sit in the car and handle some things that I need to take care of regarding like phone calls to return, customer service to talk to, sit in
did.
air conditioning, don't
I
have to
did.
listen to, like, see you get a shot or get on the scale or
Nope.
sit in a waiting room for that matter. And so I'm so appreciative of that because I could have gone totally without. And she was here. And she cut my hair, so I'll get all right. So I did get stuff. But still, the Tiffany's box and like y'all for 29, I will send you 400 balloons when you turn 30. But it's not going to matter because it's not till you turn 31 that you really realize that you're 30 because you're like, holy crap. So 30 kind of blows by. We're
No, I said,
redoing
I don't
the
understand
40th.
the age thing. When I turned 30, a
I
friend
still
asked
have
how
a
it felt
year
to be
before I have to worry
30.
about that.
I don't know. I don't see like many advertisements or like big balloons in people's yards going, Lordy, Lordy, look who's 29. Like, it's like,
Obviously, you just met me because I'm very much the type of person that is like, I don't care how old I'm turning, but it's my birthday month.
okay,
Birth
so
month.
it's got to,
Yes.
so hers has
Birth
got to
month.
be, ain't she, so her like big poster in her yard, so she wakes up to it on her 29th, just like, ain't she fine? She's 29. Like, it's not one of the traditionals.
Delana, I
When y'all
agree.
go to the Hallmark aisle
29.
of Walgreens and you're looking at birthday cards, you're like 1, 2, 3, okay, for the kids. Then you get into like, hey, sweet 16, happy graduation. Hey, you're 21, happy 30th, happy 50th, happy 4th. I'm just, oh, it's comical. I'm just, wow, I should not be on YouTube right now. Maybe we should take this offline.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know if we're gonna be friends after this anyway, so we're good.
Listen, if you want a present coming anywhere near the 21st without me having to, I'm going to have to either dig really hard to find your address or be friends enough to be like, hey, will you give it to me?
I will.
I got several different size boxes here. And so between now and
She'll
like
pack
the
herself
17th,
up and she'll put herself in a box and send her off to you. I'm way too old to survive a birthday month. Oh God, girl, me three.
I'm just messing with
I
y'all.
loved birth month when I was in my 20s, though. That was fun.
I still
But then I
am.
yeah, and then I vowed I had this whole thing in my head like party your ass off till you're 30. And I did. I had a great time. And when 30s come in, you gotta like in my head it was like I gotta settle down, I gotta get married. I got engaged. It was beautiful.
Oh my
It was
gosh, T,
amazing.
are you rubbing this in my, you're killing me right now. Oh
No,
God,
this was this was my plan. So I had just like I made it up until my 29th birthday 11:59.
but you accomplished all those things. Look at you now. You did it. Remember the stuff that I told you the other day? Like I was like,
It's
wow. You know things that you're not supposed to. I gotta treat y'all like Facebook right now. I gotta treat y'all like Facebook right now because
That's not very
I'm
nice.
cool. No, it's just not.
Roll pass.
I should have. Paul, I just. Y'all are
Thistle, look at Thistle throwing the rumors out there. Look at that,
what?
Mallory.
Yeah, go
Well,
ahead.
I heard it.
Mhm.
Well, find that popo and go out to dinner. I heard.
All right,
rumor
you
about
guys, I'm going to shut it down, but I wanted to thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you for engaging in the conversation and setting me straight. I really do mean that.
it. I feel wonderful.
If you do see me in the Facebook group, I hope that it's for a positive reason, not a negative reason.
It better be just a thumbs up on something. If anyone sees her typing, I'm about to make a new email and be like, or people. I don't get that many Facebook messages because I like to stay small. But for real, someone goes, she's gone rogue. I would love to see how many. Like
I'll let you know.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna, like I said, tonight was good. It was like therapy for me, and I didn't really anticipate that. I anticipated attacking a bunch of bitches. So it was really. I needed that. I really take in what you guys said. It was really, really brilliant of you and has made me think. And I love that. I really do love that. In the meantime, let's all spread awareness for Rachel. I'm going to put up her. If you guys want to screenshot this, whoops, let me take down the comment. Sorry, Thistle. But if you guys need a copy of this, we have it on our community post from the other day. If you need a copy and you'd like to share it on your personal Facebook, email me or message me in Facebook or LFT, and we'd be happy to get you one. If you're local, they're looking for people to help hand these out on Tuesday at 5:30 at the trail. I guess we'll just end it by saying, and I hypocritically say this, be kind to each other, support each other, go to your favorite creator and hit the thumbs up on a ton of their videos. Leave a nice comment.
Be better than you were at the start of this live.
Yes. Be better than I was. Yes. And I love when Delina puts this. She knows this. I actually have to do this in Nightbot so that she can but I love that she types it. I know, Thistle, me too. Me too. And when I'm wrong and people can tell me I'm wrong, those are my good friends. Those are my really good friends. So I appreciate it.
Me and LFT are here to do that.
Here for it.
Good luck. I'm
Well, the
3
hell
years
out of
deep.
you.
I'm 3 years deep, and we're doing a live about it right now. So crazy and I could, yeah, bring it. We sometimes it takes a village.
Well, when the idiots running amok.
Hey, everyone sun up to Mallory if you aren't already.
Sub up.
Sun up. It says sun up. Everyone sun up to her.
All right. Well, if you guys, like I said, if anybody needs a copy of this, please email, message. We will get it to you. Disperse it. Put it on your Facebook page. Put it on your Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you got. Put it out there. Let's help do something positive. I just want to put what Crazy Mama put up here. She says good night, and you're number one.
She says, oh my gosh, I'm pointing at you and I miss you so much. It's making me cry and laugh at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Just remember that we are doing this for positive reasons, and that's why we're in the true crime community. We're doing things to bring awareness. Any way we can help a family, whatever. There's so many people doing it for the right reasons. Just stay focused on that. And I speak to myself when saying this. I truly do. But I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you, Mallory, so much for being here tonight and your insight. Thank you, LFT, for your beautiful insight. And you're always with me. Thank you. And I hope you guys have a great night. Be safe, stay blessed, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank y'all.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.